In this video, we're going to discuss a little bit about Cisco certifications. So let's start off talking about this course that you're about to embark on. This course is for the ICND1 exam, or Cisco exam 640-822. Now, if you take this exam and you pass this exam, this will get you the certification of the Cisco Certified Entry Networking Technician, or the CCENT, which is a relatively new certification. It's come out in the last few years. And it's to validate that you have a very basic level of understanding about Cisco networking equipment, the basic understanding about routers and switches, the iOS, and the various hardware platforms that make up a Cisco network. The CCENT exam, or the ICND1 exam, is also one of two recommended courses for the CCNA, or the Cisco Certified Network Associate. The other exam that you would have to take for the CCNA is the ICND2 exam, or exam 640-816. There is, of course, a training course for each of these exams, and obviously you're on the ICND1. And if you were to continue down the routing and switching course, like 90% of engineers do, then you would take the ICND2 course and exam. Now, if you don't want to take two exams, and you just want to take the two courses and don't want to have to sit through two exams, Cisco does have an option to take one combined exam for the CCNA, and this is the route that I picked when I got my CCNA. It's exam 640-802. Now, some people might think, well, if it's one combined exam, I'll just pay for one exam instead of the two individual ICND1 or ICND2 exams. Unfortunately, Cisco's kind of got you there. The 640-802 combined exam costs twice as much as either of the ICND1 or ICND2 exams, so you're going to be paying the same either way. It's just you'll only have one exam to sit through, and if you're like me, the fewer tests the better, because I don't really do all that well with tests. It's something to do with the way my mind is laid out or something, I'm not really sure. And so now that we've mentioned the CCNA, now's a good time as any to bring up the point that there are different specializations for the various CCNA certifications. And there are those certifications: routing and switching, which is the CCNA, ICND1, and ICND2. You have the CCDA, which is the design exam, which validates that you know the basics of designing a Cisco network in Cisco-approved manner, I should say. You also have the CCNA Security, Service Provider, Storage Networking, Voice, and Wireless. They're all pretty self-explanatory. If you want to see the different exams for the CCNA specialization tracks for anything besides routing and switching, you can go out to Cisco's website and look in their certification section, and you'll see all of the different exams you have to take for CCNA Service Provider and CCNA Voice and CCNA Wireless, for example. The one thing that all of these specialized CCNA certifications have in common is that they all require the CCENT as the first stepping stone. So this course will prepare you to get any of the CCNA specialized certifications, whether you're going for just the straight route and switch, or let's say you're a voice engineer, you're wanting to get your CCNA voice and then move up to your CCNP voice, you can get there from the course you're currently taking. And of course, each of these certification tracks have their own specialized exam requirements. And again, you go out to Cisco's site and you can look at those exams. Speaking of the different type of certifications, this is Cisco's networking pyramid that you'll see on their certification page. It lists out all of Cisco's exam levels from entry, which is the course you're taking now, up through the associate, professional, expert, and architect. These certification levels correspond to the CCENT, the CCNA, the CCNP, the CCIE, and the CCA, Cisco's newest certification. That's the Cisco Certified Architect. And the CCA exam is different than all of the other technical exams. The CCA exam is basically like a doctoral thesis. You write up a network plan or a thesis about emerging trends in networking, or how you would architect a particularly vexing implementation. And then you go before a board of other CCAs and you defend that architecture document to them. And if they think you've passed, then you pass. I personally don't know anyone who has a CCA certification. All of the technical people I know stop right here at the CCIE. So this just gives you an example of how far down the rabbit hole you can go when it comes to Cisco certifications. That concludes our discussion of Cisco certifications.